You are about to touch so much money. If you are seeing this on August 6th, 7th, or 8th, you are very lucky. We are in our Lionsgate portal, and this energy is absolutely intoxicating. Now, if you're seeing this video after this point, then 888 is going to be a significant number for you, and I'd like for you to stay if you resonate with this energy. Now, if you're new here, hi, I'm Cecilia. I'm an intuitive reader, and I have a pretty good track record when it comes to calling in some really great things in your life. And if you're ready for that, there's a reason why you're seeing this video. So I feel like you might have been the kind of person that would just literally get stuck. Like you just didn't know what to do or what to feel and how to make something of that. And maybe you're the kind of person that would literally just go off of a hunch, and when those things kind of start to fuse out, you don't necessarily know where to go next. And even though you are following your excitement when it comes to your destiny, this is something that is meant to find you through ease. I think part of you is a little used to things maybe not working out, so you get fearful and you get worried that what you're manifesting isn't working out. But I think now you've started to realize that there have been things that have worked out for you even when you weren't really feeling great. 144. I think this is something that you're starting to actually feel as a foundation that you really have leveled up internally in such a way that you're understanding the messages that you get. 202. Whether it's seeing somebody else in your life having something great, and then that feels like something that's coming in for you. 545 on the clock as I read. I feel like you needed to see this to understand that your struggles are really going to end. And I think that there's a part of you that doubts that and sincerely doubts how fast that can change. But I know that part of you does believe it. It's just there's this conflicting energy of feeling like, well, if I have doubts, like, does that negate what's going to come in for me? Or is that something that's just going to always delay what I'm supposed to have? And you're really stepping into this era of allowing yourself to want more things and actually feel good about that. Ooh, you're getting justice for something here. Maybe there was like a lost opportunity or just some hard work was done. I feel like you've given up a lot of things to get to this point, specifically sacrificing things to work, or like maybe just not going to a lot of social gatherings or skipping things on a personal level, where now you're seeing that the work is being able to slow down. And 333, being able to see what about your life needs your attention. And I think specifically focusing on your thought process here now, maybe even just calling yourself out when things start to come up. Like if you see somebody with something that you want, you automatically go into the, well, great, that means it's possible, or great, that means that the universe hears me because this is the thing I was talking about. I feel like you've gotten to this place now where your thoughts are working with you, and when they're not, those stick out. I think you're really getting to a place here where maybe mountains are significant. Even like mountain pose in yoga, I feel like it's just really you standing your ground here. Even earth signs are coming through. More stability in general. I feel like this is probably the most stable you've ever been in your life, specifically emotionally. And that's how you know that this financial stability is coming in. Because there's an era of you that you can distinctly remember how volatile you were because of money or not, right? And 444. And that was like really scary because you felt like, okay, well, if I don't have money and I also don't feel great, then I don't know how I'm going to get the money. And I think this just was this cycle for you, 454. And you've really changed this foundation. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back for that. And I think you've been doing so. So if you've gotten to this point in the reading, make sure that you're claiming this energy and acknowledge this for yourself. Very truly looking yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and say, hey, I did a great job. And not only is this 100% of the goals that I wanted from 5 years ago, but I understand that there is a new version of me that's going to want more things as I go forward. So yeah, right now, this version maybe has about 20% that is not fulfilled desires. And I'm allowed to be feeling really good about that because I know that in 5 years from now, that 20% is going to be covered. Right? And then there's going to be another version of me that has 100% of my goals from right now. And then it's going to continue to expand in that way. So there's this part of you that's really starting to understand that these blessings are already on their way because of who you are. I want to emphasize that because of who you are and how you conduct yourself. And really specifically, if you hadn't had any role models when it came to emotional stability, when it came to expecting good things, when it came to literally showing you what alignment looks like, literally showing you what, burp for confirmation, another one, showing you what it's like to pursue something that you're passionate about. And specifically this lion's energy showing up in the spotlight. We also have, burp for confirmation, Jupiter and Leo, which is bold. This is about understanding that your expansion can take center stage here. And not only has it taken center stage in your life, but it's going to take center stage in a way that actually represents you to other people. And I think that you've been given this opportunity in a way that truly shifted how you change the world. And what you've got here is an opportunity to honestly check yourself a little bit. Check how you are interacting with the world and see that this feels like the true gift that it is. Because more so emotionally, 727, you have reached a place that you genuinely did not know existed. You just kept going in the hopes that you were going to reach this destination. So I feel like that's a really big deal when you start to actually acknowledge that. When you really do see the place that you're sitting in from the place that you once dreamed it from, right? I think that there's a little bit of, I want to say neglect when it comes to supporting you or just really having your back emotionally. And maybe you really haven't had a support system to 808 to give you that kind of accurate portrayal of who you are. And I think that you're really seeing now how much work you had to put into yourself to become this person, and more so understanding why you haven't met somebody that did the work before. Understanding that that is precisely why it was that hard for you to meet somebody that would have given you 838, this kind of role model. Like specifically creativity is coming through. Maybe you're the kind of person that just pursued something unconventional, 848, this like unconventional path that really brought you back to yourself. And maybe the crazy part is that like you always, I lost a nail. Maybe the crazy part is that like you you knew that something was calling you. 909. You knew something was calling you and it was creative, right? And you had always been called to this in some sense, whether it was dancing, singing, writing, anything creative was pulling you when you were younger. And maybe there was this aspect of you that was genuinely just like not questioning that path, but because you had other individuals around you that were never truly ever even entertaining that path for themselves, then seeing you pursue it so without confusion, or like seeing you just go for it, can irritate a lot of people. 949. And I think that you're realizing how much of a big deal your presence has been in other people's lives when it comes to quite literally just showing other people what is possible in a lot of ways, and also seeing that when you pursue certain things for yourself, you do open up doors 1010 that other people were not trying to look through. They tried to pretend that that door didn't exist so that the other options that they chose made more sense. And I think that you're the kind of person that even had options that came through that were scary, and that you still chose to go see the world. You still chose to travel. You still chose, even though you didn't necessarily have the money or the plan, but the thing was that you were willing to take the risk. And that's the part of you that you're realizing now has been nurtured through this, through the emotional stability. And it's not just impulse, right? I think that you need to give yourself a little bit more credit here, because maybe you were taught to say that your impulses were irresponsible, right? As opposed to feeling that it was some kind of intuitive hit and that you were acting on it in perfect timing, or that you were acting on it when you felt the time was right. 1111. I think this is really truly a wish fulfilled for you, to understand that your creativity is being seen in the light that it was meant to, specifically the spotlight. And this Leo season is going to be really significant for you. I feel like literally I'm getting hot, like under the lights of the stage. Like it's literally like there's so much attention on you, and maybe part of it is uncomfortable, but there's also a part of you that was genuinely itching for this so badly that you're pushing through the discomfort because you want this 15 minutes to last. And in fact, you've been working on it for about 15 years. So that's going to be something that you savor. 1151. This is a really beautiful message. I'd like to get some insight as to what what do you need to know? Yeah, what? Ooh. I think you just need to know that you're going to be successful. I really think you just genuinely need to know that you're going to be successful and that somebody has your back. And I feel like there's a part of you that has questioned this foundation, but you're past that now. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. 555 as I record. This is big shit. I think what you're doing now is realizing how you've turned into the person that does genuinely pursue the things that they are passionate about. And that's enough for you to feel really good about yourself, you know? And this is beyond glorifying your productivity. This is about glorifying who you actually are and giving you your flowers. I feel like, oh my God, they're literally giving you the flowers. Shut up. You're so cute. Yeah, you're literally going to be getting flowers from somebody. Lots of them, actually. Wait, do you see that? I love it. You're going to be getting a lot of flowers. I feel like you really are going to be celebrated in this season. 6s are going to be significant. This is sometime in the next 6 days to 6 weeks. I really feel that things are going to start moving like immediately. I want to say as soon as you do. And I think there's a part of you that does already move, but there's also a part of you that needs to trust that the movement that you've been making is in the right direction. 1414. I think there's a part of you that's realizing how much more important the direction you're going in is than the speed. And I'd like for that to be the end of this message. Your direction is more important than your speed. And if and when you find this message, you're ready to fucking win, and you've been ready, and you're finally feeling like the version of you that already did win, that's it. 1444. It's done. It is already done. You've done the work, and the time for you to honestly stop glorifying some struggle from the past. I think there's a part of you that feels that that was more necessary than what you're doing now. And the point is that it's all necessary. So for you to sit in the energy of I did it and I feel good, 15-15, then I think you're gonna realize that those are part of the rewards. The time that you decide that you're not gonna worry anymore, where you decide that you've done enough work, that's your reward. And actually getting to feel like there's truth to that, knowing that you did put in the work, knowing that you have shown up for yourself in ways that you didn't know and ways that you just straight up were going to figure it out, and you did. So I love you, and you got this. Keep going. I'll see you in the next message.